Hello everybody. This time around we are making some delicious world's best turkey bacon burgers. And it's not just turkey bacon, we're using turkey meat. We're going to start off by smoking the bacon. I got the chimney just lit here. We're going to get a full chimney of coals up to temp, and then we're going to do the bacon low and slow. The burgers are also going to be smoked low and slow. That will preserve our moisture levels and make sure we have delicious, tasty, juicy turkey burgers, which is the number one thing that ruins a turkey burger. You overcook them. Let's see what kind of ingredients we have. Alright, now if you watched my world's best burger recipe, this is going to look pretty familiar, but we're making some very good changes. First one is obviously the meat. We're not using ground chuck, we're using 98% extra lean, fat-free turkey breast. And this is great meat, but it's a little difficult to work with. Number one, you have to spice it up. So we've got a good selection of spices here, and you have to cook it right because it's very easy to overcook this and dry it out. So we're going to do it low and slow, which is very easy to do on a charcoal grill. And we're just going to top it with some sliced onion. I've got some reduced fat Swiss cheese. You can omit the cheese if you want, but I like the little bit extra flavor, especially on turkey. And it's not that bad. We're only using a slice of burger. No big deal there whatsoever. We're also topping it with turkey bacon. And like most other things, make sure you compare types and brands. This is by far the best one they had there. This is Oscar Mayer lower sodium, and it says 25% less sodium than other Oscar Mayer, but it was half as much sodium as another brand of turkey bacon they had there. They had several packages, pretty good selection, but this was by far the healthiest. So we're only going to use a couple slices. Well, they're really thin, maybe 3 per burger, so again, hardly anything to worry about there. And we are going to be smoking this low and slow. Well, I'm not going to smoke it, I won't add any wood chips, but we're going to be cooking it low and slow over the charcoal. So it's going to have some really nice flavors, and it'll get crispy. I want it crispy on the burgers, but it won't be overdone. So that's probably going to take 30 minutes or so. It's going to go really quick. Regular bacon, I can smoke that for 3 hours. But turkey, it's going to go quicker. Now, the buns, not too many really good healthy options for the buns, but you know, I would suggest just getting some from the fresh bakery. They're going to be better than the completely processed ones you get prepackaged, you know, major brands and whatnot. This is just from my local store, and I got some onion tops here. Sesame seeds are fine, just don't get anything with salt like bagels or anything like that. Now for the seasoning of the meat, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm using just a little bit of olive oil. This is both as a binder and to help keep them moist while they cook. Now we're going to do the burgers themselves low and slow. They're probably going to take 20 minutes at the most. So this really, number one, most of it cooks off on the grill. So you don't really have to worry about, you know, the contents of this nutritionally, but it really helps keep the meat moist while it cooks evenly. This is Montreal steak seasoning, which is just salt, pepper, and garlic. It's a basic mix. We're going to be using a little bit of this because there is quite a bit of salt in here. It's about 1/3 salt, and we do need a little bit of salt when you're cooking the meat, but we're going to go light on this. This is just for the basic level, you know, meat tenderizing seasoning. So just a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic. If you want more on yours individually, just do it after. Now on the beef burgers, I really like to use paprika. That's kind of my secret weapon. For the turkey, I'm going to be using a little heavier mix of curry powder. And we're going to put in a little bit of cumin, onion, and coriander. That's going to be my base mix. And then to give it a little bit of a zest, just a pinch of red pepper, not for heat, but just for that little bit of sweetness it adds. Some dill, which is my favorite, just to brighten up flavors, especially in poultry. And some basil. And that should do it. So first thing we have to do is do the bacon, and this is really simple. Once the coals are ready out there, probably have another 10 minutes or so to go, I'm just going to put this on indirect, and I'm going to spread them out on the opposite side of the coals, and they're just going to sit there. And we'll just keep checking them. Might take half an hour, might take 45 minutes, we'll have to see. It really depends on the thickness of the cut you get, how long it takes. But, you know, it is what it is. And then putting this together literally takes me 2 minutes, and we'll be ready to put the burgers on. And there we go. We got our chimney full of coals, indirect. I got the turkey bacon just laid out. You just want to put it loose. We're going to be shuffling it around a couple times just to make sure it gets cooked evenly, it doesn't dry out. That's really all you have to do. If this were pork bacon, I'd have a pan under there to catch the drippings, but there really aren't any from turkey. If anything, just some water is going to come out. And that's it. So we're going to check it in about 20 minutes. I'm going to go in and prep the burgers right now, get those all spiced up, and we'll put those on about halfway through doing this. Oh, and temps we want low, 200, 2 1/4, somewhere around there. So I've got my bottom vents all the way open, top one's about 1/3 open, and that's going to give us perfect range. Now for the spices, this is very simple, and this is my opinion of how to do this. If you want my particular flavor combo, follow this recipe. If you like something else, do it however you like. It doesn't matter. For the salt, pepper, garlic, I'm going to put in just a couple tablespoons. And this is making 2 pounds of meat, so it's going to make 4 good meal-sized burgers. They'll be between 1/3 and 1/2 pound each after they cook down. Now, for everything except the curry powder, we're just doing a teaspoon. So not much. A teaspoon is 1/3 of a tablespoon, for those that want to know. And of course, I keep getting calls in the middle of this video. Where was I? Did this. Did the basil. Wherever that went. Over here. Okay. Now we're on to the dill. A little bit of the coriander. And the onion. And I know there's fresh onion going on it, but this seasons the actual meat. And this is really to taste. Teaspoon in this 4 isn't going to do that much. You know what, I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon just for a little bit of pop. I'm not looking to add a lot of heat to this at all. And for the curry powder, I'm doing about 2 teaspoons. A little extra kick on this. Kind of my signature flavor for burgers. I do this in my regular ones too. Alright, so there's our spice mix. All we have to do now is just mix that together real quick and put in the meat. Made a mess. Turkey's kind of a pain in the butt to work with compared to beef. It's so soft and brittle. It's all mush. Just break it apart and mix it in real well. Get everything evenly distributed. Alright, now we just have to make our patties. I'm going to wash my hands so I can get a plate. We're going to form these into 4 nice patties. Just try to keep them together. Just want to form a nice, fairly flat, round patty. But the turkey's so soft, you can't really squish it too much because it just kind of oozes out. You don't want it any thicker than 1 inch in the very center. You don't really have to pack it like you do beef. because it's pretty much homogenized out of the package. There's no big strands of meat and strands of fat to squish together. All we're really doing here is forming the patties. But the olive oil helps keep it all together, especially once we put it on the grill. It's another one of my secret weapons. Just watch your edges here and make sure you don't get them too thin. And of course, if you want to make your patties another way, that is fine too. I'm just showing you how I do it. There we go. So those are ready for the grill. It's been about 20 minutes, so the turkey bacon should be pretty close. I'm going to go out and check on it. When I think it's got about 20 minutes left, I'm going to put these on. We're only going to flip them once. Probably let them sit for 10 or 15 minutes and do a flip. These are, again, going to be low and slow. They're going to be next to the turkey, not directly over the flames. So, should work out just fine. Let's go check on that bacon. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, it's looking pretty good. It smells good. Take a closer look. It's starting to crisp up. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm just going to flip them around a bit here. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. There we go. Woo. Little bit of grease coming off them, but absolutely nothing compared to pork bacon. All right. I'm going to let those continue on. Give it another 10 minutes or so to sweat before I put the burgers on. Temps are just right. Low 200s at the most. And we're looking good for the burgers. Okay, time to put on the meat. I'm going to spread the coals out just a little bit so I have a more even cooking area here. Another benefit of working with these smoking grates, you get these flaps on either end, so you can get in here and manipulate stuff. Just going to push these down a bit so there's one even layer. It's still nice and cool, so we won't have any flare-ups or anything like that. Gently place these evenly across the coals. Careful not to have them completely fall apart on you. Another drawback of the turkey. I really need two hands for this. You know what? I'm going to use two hands and hold on, I got to put this down. I'm going to repack them. I'm just going to reform them as I put them on because they do like to fall apart just sitting. They've been sitting about 10 minutes on the plate. There we go. Alright. That should do it. I'm going to put the lid back on. Let everything continue to cook, and I'll check them in about 10 minutes. Probably won't be quite ready to flip. You want to flip when the bottom has a crust. If you do it before that, they are going to be obliterated. So you have to have that firm, done bottom. Gently flip them over, and we should be all ready to eat in about 20 minutes. I just went in and sliced up my onion. That's the only prep to the veggies we have to do. I've got a can of sliced dill pickles to go on there. Got our cheese, and got our buns. we'll be ready to plate up soon. 15 minutes have gone by. Let's take a look and see where we're at. Alright, we're starting to cook them up. I'm going to leave the cover off for the remainder here, get this temp up, let the coals start to heat back up with it on and the vents closed. We're really low here, so I want to finish these off at a higher temp. Check the bottom. I don't think they're ready to flip. Just starting to get grill marks. So I'm going to leave these go for about 5 minutes here with the cover off, and then we'll flip them over, and it's just going to be probably another 6-7 minutes on the other side. Bacon looks really good. Crispy edges. That's right where we want it. Nice. Alright, almost done. Now we're ready for the flip. Got a little bit of a sizzle going. Should have a nice firm bottom. I can smell all the spices cooking now. Yeah. Perfect. Still juicy. You can see the olive oil bubbling up. It also helps it not stick to the grate. That's a big plus. You can see it keeps everything very firm and just nice looking. Alright. Move this over a bit. Heat it up. With the lid off. Kind of cools down over here. And we'll check it again in about 5 minutes and it'll be ready to go in. Now with the turkey, you don't want to cook this rare or medium rare like you might want to do beef. That's why I like my burgers. You want to actually fully cook the turkey. So you can use the thermometer if you want, or I'm just going to take a peek in one of these big fat ones. Make sure the center is done. No pink. No pink. You want it slightly juicy, but no pink. Alright? See you in a minute. Yeah, it's been about 20 more minutes. Let's go ahead and check our burgers here. Poke this guy open in the center. Very nice. Still a good bit of juice coming out, but we are fully cooked all the way through. So now we just have to take it all off. I'll bring it inside and we'll plate up. Alright, let's build a burger. Got our bun here. Start with a nice big patty. Ooh, it's warm. Gotta have some onions. I love onions. You can put whatever you want on. You like ketchup, mustard, mayo? Go for it. I like mine actually plain. The spices I put in the meat are all the flavor I need. Do a pickle slice here. Of course, gotta have some bacon. 2 crispy slices here. There we are. And a slice of cheese. Beautiful. Bam. There you go. There's the world's best turkey burger. Whoa! Oh, that's for Chloe. Alright. Well, if this looks good, if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up, share the site, and we'll see you next time. Alright, I gotta try this. That's good. Yum.